Good morning. What's up, everybody? It's your man's Ken Jackson. Welcome to my morning coffee talk show down at my favorite spot by the jetty. I hope everybody had a good Christmas yesterday. It was a great day for me, actually. Even though we don't celebrate the actual holiday, it was good to have all the family together, all my kids here in town at the same time. So I get to spend a little time with my son, my two daughters, and all the grandbabies. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't have my mic hooked up today. I actually left it at home when I ran out this morning because I didn't actually anticipate doing a live this morning. But since I'm down here, I said, you know what? I may as well play with some of the other gadgets I got. I have this iPhone 17 mounted on a selfie stick, obviously. Well, maybe it's not so obvious. I don't know. It set up in a new photography, videography cage thingy, courtesy of Small Rig. Go check them out if you're into iPhone or smartphone photography and videography or blogging or whatever. They got a lot of good gear, and you should check them out. And I don't even get a commission for that shout out, but it's all good. It's a little breezy today. It's a little chilly today, actually. No, let me take that back. It's fucking cold. Not as cold as up north, y'all. It's Florida cold. Let me say it like that. It's Florida cold this morning. But it's good. It's gonna get warm real quick. Like, the sun is out. There's no clouds. So it'll definitely heat up here in the next hour or two. But I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling really good. Feeling positive about the future, which I know a lot of you out there are not feeling so positive, not so optimistic, and it's understandable. There's a lot going on in the world. We woke up this morning to reports that President Trump ordered tomahawk strikes in Nigeria, claiming he's protecting Christians from Muslim extremists. The fact of the matter is, Muslim extremists are not killing Christians exclusively. They're killing Muslims as well, and it's not a disproportionate number of killings going on. I mean, they got no preference. They're killing anybody that's not with their particular movement or sect. Doesn't matter if they're Christian or Muslim. But Donald Trump is presenting this false narrative as if Christians are being persecuted in Nigeria. And this is what he claims to be the basis of his aggression against an African nation. But we all know what it really is, y'all. I don't even have to say it. And when he first announced that he was thinking about attacking Nigeria, my first question was, what is there in Nigeria that Trump could possibly want? Now, I don't really know. Um, I thought maybe it might be gold. I don't know if Nigeria has a big gold reserve or gold trade going on. I'm not sure. I don't think it's oil or anything like that, but there's something that Trump wants in Nigeria, because he didn't just randomly pick Nigeria, you know, to attack, you know. So there has to be some profit motive in there for Trump to be executing this, or it could be just a big distraction from the Epstein files. That's another possibility, because we know that Epstein files are burning his ass right now, and it's not coming from Democrats. It's coming from MAGA. MAGA is the one that pushed for the release of the Epstein files. I mean, and literally the entire MAGA sphere was the ones originally pushing for the release of the Epstein files, because they were pushing their conspiracy theory about the Democratic cabal, you know, and Democratic, you know, controlled child trafficking networks and all this crazy shit that they claim was just being done by Democrats in the Democratic Party. And let me tell you something: child trafficking, sex trafficking, human trafficking, none of that shit has zero to do with political affiliations, religious beliefs, or anything like that. It's just a bunch of fucking monsters that need to be prosecuted and, in my opinion, executed for their actions. And let me tell you, they come in all shapes and sizes, and all political affiliations, and all religious backgrounds. They are just monsters, and we need to deal with them as such. But Trump and MAGA, you know, wanted to make it about the Democrats, and then it turns out that, guess what? Their most powerful Republicans are involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Especially their dear leader, their president. And this, and here's what I don't understand. Okay, Republicans were pushing and pushing and pushing when the Democrats were in control, and say, hey, release the files, release the files, release the files. And Trump gets in office, and Trump's, you know, basically campaigns on, I'm going to release all the files. Gets in office, none of the files are released, or some bullshit that was already in the public sphere is re-released. You know what I'm saying? And then they release some shit that's so heavily redacted that you can't make hide nor hair of it. Now, and then Trump in Congress passes a law, signs it into law, that they must release all of the files unredacted. And now look what we got. They're doing everything they can to keep those files from coming out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If I said anything that was inaccurate, please hit me up in the comments, DM me or whatever. Correct my ass if I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong on this. I've been following this pretty close. And now, the deadline for the release of the files has passed. The heavily redacted bullshit that they did put out makes no sense to nobody. And they fucked up the redactions too, because some of this stuff kind of told a story, but you didn't quite get it all. So, but you can make inferences from what was decipherable. And I've come to the conclusion that Trump is guilty as fuck, But I came to that conclusion a long time ago. Trump's been guilty of a lot of shit for a lot of years. And he's been getting away with a lot of shit for a lot of years. And now he's panicking. His medical condition is far worse than they'll ever admit. But they used to talk so much shit about Joe Biden and his mental health and his physical health. And turns out Trump might be even more fucked up than Joe Biden. So this is where we're at, going into the new year with a bunch of chaos, a bunch of confusion. But you know what? I am still optimistic about the future. I am still hopeful that things are going to turn out for the better. It may get worse before it gets better, and I may not live to see it get better, but I do believe it's going to get better. I'm hopeful that the next few generations will have a little bit more sense and push these MAGA maniacs out, push these Christian nationalists out. Obviously we're not going to get rid of them, because you can't eliminate an ideology through force or violence or anything like that. It's all about education. We got to educate the population. People need to be more informed. People need to stay off of Fox News, stay off of any of the major news networks, because every one of them are biased, whether they be conservative or liberal or what have you. They're all biased. They all have, a spin, to their favor, in their reporting. And that's not to say that, all of them, all of the reporters themselves are flawed or dishonest, but they're working for these big corporations, and obviously these corporations' mission is to make money, as much money as they can make, and that includes news organizations, and any of the major corporations out here that have their hands in the media. They just are in the business of making money. So they're going to report, they're going to disseminate, they're going to put out anything that they believe is going to be profitable for them. They don't give a shit on whether the information is accurate, truthful, or anything like that. And then you have a lot of people out here like me, independents, who look at things from a different perspective. I'm not making any profit at all from any of this bullshit. I don't make money from this shit. But I live in the world that all of these capitalists are affecting. It affects me directly. It affects you directly. Everything that they do affects us all directly. You may not feel it immediately, but you will feel it eventually. So it's going to be up to us, as independent, observers, and just people in general, to take this issue and speak up, speak out. Eventually we may have to revolt. It may come to that. But we the people have to be prepared for whatever, because the corporations, the government, the religious organizations, they don't have our best interests at heart. They don't give a fuck about how we feel, how we're living. All they care about is what they can exploit from us and how they can keep us all confused and disoriented, so we're not paying attention to the bullshit that they're throwing out there and throwing at us. And that's real, y'all. Everybody can spin it and say, oh, well, you know, Republicans are looking out for us, and Democrats are looking out for us. No, they're not. They don't give a fuck. Democrats want your vote. Republicans don't want you to vote. It's just a vicious cycle of exploitation and grifting and money and power, all of that bullshit. This is part of the reason I don't celebrate these holidays like Christmas and Halloween. They're just capitalistic money-making machines, you know? There's no true sense of humanity or compassion, you know, among the masses. It's all about money. It's all about power. Somebody is always jockeying to be the big dog on the block, to be the top, you know, motherfucker in charge of everything, in control. And people in general are just gullible to let them have whatever it is that they're trying to take from us. I'm just one guy, you know. I remember growing up, they used to say, hey, one person can make a difference. And it's true, I believe that. One person can make a difference. But that one person can't make a difference by himself or by herself. It only takes one person to start the movement, but eventually it's going to take the masses in order to affect change. And that's what we got to do. We have to start working toward moving the mass population toward a better place. And it can only come through education. It can only come through us speaking out, you know. And I'm not trying to convince you of my vision or convince you to live your life the way that I live my life. I'm just trying to tell you to take a step back, look at the big picture, understand that these organizations that you put all of your faith and hope in don't give a fuck about you. These people don't even know you. You think Donald Trump truly cares about the working man and woman? He doesn't. All he cares about is the working man and woman that's working for his ass to make him richer. That's it. To make him more powerful. To make his family more powerful and wealthier. There's so much shit, you know, going on as far as, you know, them grifting, you know, and stealing and taking advantage of us, you know, that it I don't know, it shocks me that people don't see it, because it's so clear and blatant what Donald Trump, you know, and the whole Republican Party is doing. And what the Democratic Party is doing, you know. All of them are out here, you know, for a power grab. They all want to be in control. In control of what? People just want to live. People want to live. They want to ensure that they can eat. They want to ensure that they have a roof over their heads. They want to ensure, you know, that they can just enjoy life, you know, and provide for their families. Other than that, the rest of the bullshit don't matter. It really doesn't matter. We all want the same things. Why is that so complicated? Because we got a few people that always want more. We got a few people that are never satisfied with what they got. They got to take what you got and what he got and what she got and what we all got. They want it all. You know, don't want us to have shit. That's what's wrong with the world. Think about it. You got Vladimir Putin in Russia. He's trying to eliminate Ukraine altogether. Donald Trump's trying to help him because Donald Trump wants to be just like him, a fake strongman. You know, we got President Xi over in China. He's just sitting back watching the white folks disintegrate. He really is. Think about this. China's been around for 5,000 years. They ain't going nowhere. America's only been here 250 years. We got a long way to go to catch up with China. Russia's been around for, what, 500-600 years? I don't know, maybe a little bit longer, 1,000 years. Long before America. I don't think Russia's going anywhere anytime soon. America's not going to be the dominant force in the world forever. Not much longer, actually, I believe. I don't think we are the dominant force in the world, because if we were, and if we truly live by so-called American values and principles, the world wouldn't be going crazy the way it is. You know? But America, or no country, can be the top dog in the world. We all have different values. We got different desires. As far as the basics, we all need the same exact thing on a basic level. You know, food, shelter, clothing, you know, that type of thing. You know, but like I said, you know, there's always going to be that motherfucker that wants to be in control of it all, that wants to tell you, me, and everybody else how to live, how to speak, how to dress, you know, how to walk, you know, everything. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people we got to get rid of. We got to get rid of Donald Trumps, you know, and the Xi Jinpings and the Vladimir Putins, you know, and all of these other motherfuckers, you know, that think that they're supposed to be in control of the rest of us. Am I rambling? I sound like I'm rambling, don't I? I sound like I'm mad, don't I? I'm not really mad. I love my life. I enjoy my life. You know? You know, but what makes my life enjoyable is the fact that I don't impose on other people's lives. I don't care how the next man is living, you know? If they want to do things, you know, that, you know, I might look at and say, that's real stupid. But that's them. Like, we have to stop minding other people's business, for one. You know, we have to focus on, you know, what we need for us, you know, because nobody else's life is affecting your life. You know what I'm saying? How your neighbor's living across the street has no effect whatsoever on your life. Leave them people alone. You know, if they're weird, let them be weird. They might think you're weird. And they should let you be weird if you are. You know what I'm saying? I like coffee. You know, some people say, man, too much coffee ain't good for you. Too much of anything ain't good for you. You know, but I like coffee. Other people like to smoke. You know, other people like to take pills. You know, other people like to do all types of crazy shit. People like to jump out of airplanes. People like to wrestle alligators. My opinion is, Let him. Do what the fuck you want to do. Just leave me the fuck alone. I'll leave you alone if you leave me alone. Every now and then we got to come together to trade and do business or whatever it is. We can do that. You got something I need, I got something you need. You know what I'm saying? Let's exchange this, that, or the other and keep it pushing. I don't care how you live in your life. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't care how I'm living my life. Our lives belong to us individually, you know? Even like with my kids are grown. I don't interfere in my kids' life whatsoever. If they ask me, hey, Dad, you know, what do you think about this, that, or the other? I'll tell them what I think, you know? But, you know, my kids, you know, they're my kids, and they do things sometimes that I don't agree with and I don't appreciate. But guess what? It's their lives to do with as they please. I raised them. Their mom and me taught them, you know, everything that, you know, we could, you know, in our capacity. And now we let the kids live their lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And that's what we got to do with anybody. Just let people live, let people be people, and let them be who they are. Doesn't matter whether you like what they're doing or like how they're talking or like anything about them. Just let them be who they are. And you be who the hell you are. You know what I mean? Life can be just so simple and uncomplicated. Everything bad in the world has one common denominator: people. We are the biggest fuck-ups on the planet. And mark my word, eventually the planet's gonna say, you know what, I'm tired of these motherfucking humans. They gotta go. And we'll be out of here. Just like the dinosaurs, just like whatever was here before the dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? And life is gonna keep going on and on and on until it can't go no more. Eventually all of this is gonna be gone. This earth is gonna be gone one day. Our sun is going to be gone one day. This entire solar system that we exist in is going to be gone one day. So why do we spend, you know, this minuscule amount of time that we exist here battling back and forth over bullshit? You know what I'm saying? When we're so insignificant in the universe. We are so insignificant in just our solar system. We really are. Listen, y'all, we ain't shit. We ain't shit. We ain't affecting nothing. The world is going to continue to spin until it don't want to spin no more. This galaxy, this universe is going to move on and go on until it don't want to go no more, and we can't do nothing to change it. We can't do nothing to stop it. So we're just along for the ride. So why not enjoy the ride? All right, that's my morning coffee talk. I'm out of here. I got a big day ahead. A big day of, I don't know, not much. I got all my plans written down actually, so gotta get back to my desk and start executing. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience. Please log on, check me out on YouTube at Crazy Baby TV World. Follow me on social media, Crazy Baby TV World, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm all over the place. You know, I don't have a huge following, you know, not yet, but I might one day. I don't know. Hopefully, you know, before I leave this world, some people might start paying attention. But we're going to have some fun. It's all about fun. That's what it's about. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. I don't sell shit. I just talk shit. I'm your man's. I'm out. Peace.